How we doing? Let me see here. There we go. All right, we're back on. Sorry about that, everybody. Seemed to have been kicked out by TikTok over here. Can't believe that happened. And TikTok being very sensitive lately. It's not a fun thing. So, Dallas Cowboys, how you doing? Appreciate you back on. You know, gotta love TikTok, people. Gotta love TikTok because things just do not work the way you want them to. It is extremely strange that things will not go right. So maybe hopefully we can get my partner back on. Seem to be we had some technical difficulties this stream, which has never happened to us, but gotta adapt, gotta change. Things gotta go. So all right, us Cowboys, appreciate you hopping on. Really appreciate it. Ooh, I already lost the train of thought of what we were talking about before having to do all this. Texas Superfan, how you doing? Appreciate you hopping on. Texas Ranger Superfan. So, but yeah, with the NFL, me and my partner were talking about a little while ago before we were rudely interrupted by TikTok kicking us out. Um, so many things have to change in the NFL. So, but gonna finish out the last few minutes here. Jay, none. I don't break TVs. I break my punching bag. That's what I have it for. So, but Fern Dog, NFL, it doesn't seem like I don't. It's not the NFL that needs to let y'all win. It's your coach that needs to let y'all win. Nah. It's your coach, boss. It's your coach. He's lost two Super Bowls the exact same way for not using his running backs. Actually, let me lie. That's three Super Bowls now. He doesn't like to run the ball when it matters the most. He has to run the Niners coach has to run the ball. He just doesn't know how to do that. He's I don't even know how he still has a job. To be honest with you, that doesn't make sense. Just right here. Oh well. What does that mean to me? Nothing. We lost. I moved on. It's over. So moving on. New season, new time. I don't care. Just like the fifth week of the season game, I don't care. This is what I say every single time. Oh my god, who the hell cares? No Cowboys fan cares anymore. The only people that matter is the teams that beat us because that was their Super Bowl. And the reason we say that is because y'all make it seem like it was your Super Bowl because y'all keep bringing it up. D Bell, appreciate the follow. Appreciate it. But y'all, the NFL is changing. Not always for the better. I don't know if y'all have heard me say this, but Goodell needs to go. He's ruined the game with a lot of these rules that he's allowing to be implemented, such as the 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 new rule with the the drop hip. Yes, there's a certain aspect of it that is dangerous to the game and dangerous to other players, but at the other point, there's times where your hip is gonna drop because you are trying to swing a player down to the ground. Now, if you swing your hip and go into the back of a player or, try to land on their ankles, then yeah, it seems like you are going to be destroying a player and destroying their livelihood. But, it is what it is. Unknown, I don't care if it's baseball season. Football season is 365. Just because one season's over, another season begins. You take about a month off and it's back to football season. Once the combine happens, it's football season. I know baseball, basketball, hockey is so quiet on their seasons. We don't care. Nothing exciting happens on baseball season for majority of the year anyways. Nobody pays attention to baseball until the playoffs. And the reason I'll say that is because look at the stadiums. When do you see stadiums packed to the brim with fans except for opening day in the playoffs? Then move on, boss. If you don't like it, you can move on. I ain't asking you to stay on. You don't like talking about football? Hey, find someone that's talking about baseball. I could care less about baseball. Baseball has nothing to do with anything to me. The only thing I'm jealous with baseball is how much they get paid because they definitely get paid a lot for not having to worry about hurting their bodies too much. I don't know who the miners are. Woody, how you doing? Elijah, Niners can't be better when they have the exact same amount of Super Bowls as the Cowboys. They can't be better when they have 5 Super Bowls, just like the Cowboys. Hate to break it to you. And 0-3 in the last 3 Super Bowls that they've been a part of doesn't exactly spark the biggest amount of confidence. We just talking about the NFL, Woody. You know, NFL's made too many changes to this league that has not been for the better. Listen, the Texans are better on paper. It's what's on the field. You have to see what's going to happen on the field. Texans ain't going to surprise people. They are not the team that is going to make us shocked to the team to the NFL anymore. People are going to figure out which Stroud does. I don't know who the Seahawks are better. Never heard of that team before. You can make it out of the playoffs and choke and lose? That doesn't mean anything. Elijah, here's the thing you might need to learn about sports. There's no points for second place. You don't get a participation trophy. So, unless you are a participation trophy person, you have not accomplished anything. You have to hold the Super Bowl trophy at the end of the season. Otherwise, you are a loser. You are a choke artist. You're everything There is, unless you're holding that Super Bowl trophy. That's a lie there, Orlando. Because I know so many people can hear me very clearly. Elijah, y'all choked the 3 Super Bowls. 3 Super Bowls. The last 2 you choked the exact same way. Come on now. Hey, Woody. Respect. At least you've been a fan for quite a while. You've been through the highs and lows of KC. So, it took them a while to get back to the promised land, but they've made it and they could be there a while. So, and no, we didn't lose to the Lions. We beat them. We beat the Lions. Hate to break it to you. Maybe you need to pay attention to the NFL a lot better. Yep. Thank you, Orlando. Appreciate it. Uh, as for the Woody for the new kickoff rule, I actually think that that's actually going to be better because we're actually going to get some excitement back in the game. The with forcing the kicker to actually kick it to the returner and not in the end zone, I think is actually going to be good. It'll be really, really interesting to see what's actually going to happen, um, strategy wise, and actually see how many returns actually get returned for touchdowns. We'll see. Elijah, I didn't ignore you. I already said we didn't lose to the Lions. We beat them. Elijah, didn't y'all lose to Cleveland, the Jets, and Cincinnati when they were the worst teams in the league? Aldo, thank you for hopping on. Pineapple, thanks for the follow. You actually had the same amount of wins as we did, Elijah. You just went further in the playoffs and then lost the Super Bowl again. 0-3 in Super Bowls the last 3 times. Still haven't passed 5 Super Bowls. Y'all still at the bottom. Here's some more football facts for you. Y'all are 2-4 against the Cowboys in NFC championships. Let that sink in for you. Oh wow, 5 week 5, huh? Did you win the Super Bowl after that win? No, you lost 3 straight. Andy Reid has always been a good coach, Woody. I don't know what the issue was in Philly when he was there, so who knows? But he's done well in Kansas City, so maybe they're just giving him more power, more ability. Who knows? Yeah, we should see what's going on with the NFL this year with some of the rule changes, kickoff rule, the hip drop. You know what they need to focus on more is the actual replay. So The replays are what's screwing up everything, and the bad calls and the missed calls. They need to be worrying about that more and figuring out how to make that better because these refs are screwing up so many teams. They're not making calls that should be called, and they're blatantly obvious right in front of them. So something's going on that needs to be fixed. Woody, that is actually a good question. I have no idea. He's gone after this year. His contract is up. We'll see what happens. I wasn't even a fan of him signing the contract that he's currently on. So, but we're stuck with him for this year because you can't trade Dak because of a no trade clause. But also, I think we'll make it to the playoffs. I don't see why we wouldn't. Um, but again, things happen during the season, so anything is possible. But we actually we'll actually find out. What the Cowboys are made of this season, and we'll see what happens. Tack Talk, appreciate the follow. Thank you very much. How about that? Well, yeah. Well, Pack Talk. Honestly, you're used to Mike McCarthy more than I am, but honestly, I have not had any issues with Mike McCarthy as the head coach. I've had more issues with the coordinators than I have him. So I don't think it's really him in a lot of aspects, but there are some things I think he can do better. But that's every coach, in all honesty. So we'll see. It's not the coach that holds us back. It's the players. The players are more about money. They're more about their contracts and everything else more than actually wanting to win a championship. When you have a quarterback who can't even show up when the times matter, you know that's what's going to set you back is when you have players that are not stepping up when the lights are shining the brightest. Bill Jasso, how you doing? Thanks for hopping on. Cowboys, yes sir. You know, Woody, I have to say this about drafting quarterbacks. You don't know what you're going to get. We've drafted many quarterbacks over the years, and you know they really haven't mattered too much. Otherwise, even our backup quarterbacks haven't mattered too much when they've been given chances. So, you know, quarterbacks finding a good quarterback that can, win and get you where you want to go. You just don't know because you can take a look at your quarterback. He wasn't anything at Texas Tech. you would never expect nothing of Patrick Mahomes coming out of Texas Tech, but look what he's done in the NFL. Nothing short of amazing. So, we'll see. I've not been a Dak fan. Even when he was a rookie, I was not a fan. There's too many flaws to his game, and he has not really done anything to improve him. There's been glimpses of him actually showing what he can actually do when he actually does things correctly, but then he goes right back to doing what he was doing before, and the exact same issues pop up again. So I'm not I'm not a Dak proponent. I maybe said 3, 4 nice things of Dak in the last 8 years. Daniel, I ain't a bandwagon fan. I learned that lesson a long time ago. My uncle tried. Oh wow, there we go. Man, TikTok is acting really weird today. But, all right, y'all. Thank y'all for hopping on. Appreciate you joining and participating. Hope you have a good rest of your week and night. And two things I'm gonna say: go Cowboys. And second one is this is the way. Have a good night, y'all.